All right, I'm going to do the next element, whatever leads when I shuffle the cards. And then I'm going to shuffle this playlist and tell y'all what the first song is. It's going to be Earth. Okay. The song playing now is Tribute, but I just want to reshuffle it so get some new songs. All right, kids. Okay. So, uh, the skeleton and man of blood. This has to do with heritage and lineage. The skeleton is obviously a secret. If it's not a secret, it's the foundation. It is the reason for having children, leaving a legacy for children, making sure they can take care of themselves. When I say legacy, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a legacy means that they, it's something. I mean, I don't know what it means because I ain't looking it up, but I'm saying in my mind, it's telling me something that can continue to generate that everybody can be a part of in that lineage. So let's see. Earth. I also had to stop, get something to eat, Earth, and then I started working on stuff around the house. So I don't know how relevant that is. It might be some things there that need more tending to than how do I say that? Media, anything that's thinking. You know what I mean? Doing is more important than thinking. There you go. Something is happening within the bloodline for Earth. Some people could potentially get sick. Something about risk, taking risk when it comes to your wish fulfillment, taking risk when it comes to, because children, they still saying children, your wish fulfillment. Like, hmm, oh, just wanted to see what that song was. These kids. One more shuffle. The martyr and man of blood. So if you've been sacrificing yourself for your bloodline or putting yourself on the back burner, especially over top of your children because uh, it's so prominent, you have to stop. You cannot put anything outside of your immediate family, your children. You cannot put anything at a higher priority than you and your children. If you're pregnant now, if you plan on conceiving, future is you cannot take no man, no woman, nobody over top of your children. You have to make sure that is well maintained before anything else. I don't even want to know what the consequences for that is. All right, it says the marker. What is this? Let me see. So for sure, there's contracts here. There's money, and I feel like those things could potentially be affected if you do, because this is almost a warning, but it also is a lesson. It's something about generating finances here. It's something that you have to understand about finances that are not. That I want to say it's not foreign to you, but it just would not be a regular avenue. It's not that you wouldn't think about it. It's just not something you would normally do. It's outside of the norm for sure. Now let me see. It's a couple of different avenues. Okay. So the avenue I'm picking up on, because I'm getting finances so heavy off the card, is has something to do with a legal issue or a contract. So this could be a marriage contract. This could be a legal contract, like a lawsuit, a settlement, something like that. Because it's something that continues to go. So some of y'all may need divorces, for example. Some of y'all may need divorces. Some of y'all may need to set up wills, trusts, things like that. Identify who the beneficiary is out of the family. You need to look at codependent relationships that affect your finances. And you need to identify every time you you incorporate a person, place, or thing, because this is in reference to your family, but I don't want y'all looking at your family, because you have removed, when you remove stuff out your life down to strip it down to you, then you can identify things better. But they want y'all to understand people that sacrifice you or themselves, because there's something. Let's talk about the family in the past. The family in the past, you can see who sacrifices, who makes sacrifices for what. Do they make sacrifices for their children? Do they make sacrifices for love? Do they make sacrifices for their job? What do they sacrifice in order to have money? Do they sacrifice other people? So uh, does a person want to work more hours than spend time with their family? Does a person want to work more hours than go to the doctors and take care of their health? Does a person want to? Does a person overlook somebody that's not good to them in love and sacrifice themselves and their children and whatever else is going on? So you can look at the bloodline as far as that, because a lot of people are being judged in the bloodline, and money has recalibrated where it's spiritual, it's etheric now. Where, I mean, it's always been, but it's like the etheric side has to be, it's being regulated, so it's in order. That's just how I'm gonna put it. So the bloodline is getting cut off. No more money over top of unconditional love, true love. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of people go through issues of financial fortune or having to sacrifice the things that they would consider luxuries, because they could be codependent on that. There could be people that could be, they codependent on living in a place, a certain place, so they might not have a home anymore. They might need to downsize. Going through these things is a forced purge in the bloodline. That's what you're going to witness. Now, moving forward to you, now we can get that bloodline off the table. Uh, they want you to take stock of everything that you allow in your life and see if things get better for you financially and love wise, if it's reciprocated. Um, because this is just the energy of it. Before something materialized, they want you to understand how and like how much a person is codependent, but also how they're codependent on you. Because this is not easily seen. That's why I said it's something foreign to you. You wouldn't even connect something like this to your finances, but it would affect your ability to be able to expand and have more, because you are co-signing for people's energy. Okay, you co-signing for people's energy, so you will not be able to have a contract if you involve with certain people. Love won't come into your life if you are in a contract with somebody. Like, let's say that my sister moves in with me. Love will not come in. It will not come in, not in the form that you need it to, because the universe is assuming you're in a relationship with your sister or your cousin, whoever you moved in. If whoever you're spending all your time with, that would be considered a contract. Whether we understand it or not, I'm not going to go into all of that. But um, you can be in a loop because you would not notice, though. Like I said, it's foreign. So you're going to start to see things that will help you put, excuse me, y'all, some puzzle pieces. Excuse me, I just ate. It'll help you put puzzle pieces together. Okay? Those hearts are being judged for how they love, and the, what do you call it? Honor, not honor. The priority that they put on finances. Okay? Um, so yeah, this could be something also taken to court. Okay? And this could be a legal issue that's gonna play out. And it looks like it's gonna be very beneficial to you. It's gonna be very beneficial to you. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you're gonna have to do things in steps when it comes to grounding this in, because it's like if somebody give you money and you got things that you need to do, you're not going to be able to be available or have things. This is delegation of responsibility to the right people, not just giving it to anybody. It's like money comes in, you can finally move forward with your plans, but delegation of responsibility has to go, because there's something about a generating force of income and a contract, something very, very long term. I picked that up before, but I was like, let me see. Yeah. So financial issues have been plaguing y'all for a long time. And this is where the lesson would come in. The lesson would come in. If you struggle financially or you've been struggling for a long time, it has to do with people, places, and things that's directly connected to you. And you not knowing this, the awareness is just not there. The awareness is not there. It's a hard lesson, but it's something that you need to. I feel like you almost perfected it through education, or you will. This is going to help you to expand your horizons, bring in more, because you're going to see everybody in this new reality that you have that you add to you. The discernment is there where you're going to start to see more blessings come in because you're surrounding yourself with people, places, and things that already generate their own. They actually want to give to you. They actually are, I will say, aware of a person's codependency. So they can give the things that you actually need and not be codependent on getting it back. So it's no strings attached here. I like that. Hmm. Yeah, okay, the point. So this says the point. Your identity, your confidence, what you how you demonstrate whoever you are to the world, because this is not, I'm getting a strong identity, is what I'm getting. It's almost like you had to be pinned in place so you could understand something. I'm gonna give y'all all the examples off of this card because this is the point. Like this card, like I was saying, you can't move. You have to go in order. So everything is wiped away. People try to come back, but y'all past is pretty much, there is no crossing over. They can't cross over because they have obligations to the bloodline. So that's that. Let's not talk about the past or bloodlines, but let's get to the people that can move forward because it has to be done in order. First, you're going to have an understanding of why you keep being in cycles where you are compared to other people in love, or why your finances um always, it's almost like somebody is codependent on your energy, your time, energy, finances. You need to understand this about your energy because it's something cyclical that keeps happening. You keep getting sacrificed. That's what we saw martyrdom in the card. Okay, yeah, I was looking for this. No, okay, so your vitality, you as a person are a generating force. You are meant to wake people up so they can be self sufficient, so they can offer the things that they have surplus in to bring people that are deficient in those things into balance. Okay? Now, that is a risk that you've always taken, and that's why you had to be sitting in this lesson for so long. So, once you understand who you are, how your power works, okay, especially when it comes to your finances, then you'll be able to take more risk that's going to kind of, it's going to change everything because anybody that tries to follow you, get up any bright ideas, or they're not going to be able to do it. It's just like, I don't want to talk about the past, and that's what I'm saying, because it's irrelevant. But you are a new person. So it will be pointless, or what do they say, futile for you to fight against the flow because where you going is not anywhere that you've ever been. How you think is not how you've ever thought. So you're navigating something that's new to you while everything that was on your old timeline is not, it doesn't recognize the person, it doesn't recognize the energy. So it's kind of lost, if you will. I feel like a time for certain people to wake up is closed. Definitely the bloodline for sure, because that it's upheavals in this card. And this card, this thing is playing now is saying heals tissues. It's a frequency 285. Okay, so the point of this card is so you can choose a direction. Okay, one of the directions is that you understand that you hurt yourself because you're not changing. Okay? That's the reality of it. You hurt yourself because you're not changing. Then you have all of this mental proof or knowing, but you don't have evidence. And that holds you still a lot because the only thing that you're being told, Earth, is to move. It's just telling you to move forward in love, relocate, uh, change the kid's last name. I don't know. It's telling you things that you would be, I don't want to say, you have to do it, but you're doing it in your own way. So I can't give you advice on how to do it, but it's like you have to do it because the advice is given to you, and all the advice is going to vary across the board for each person, but it's told to you so you can protect yourself. You're getting the information, but you don't understand why you're doing that. It's like the universe is protecting you because you have to, you are the generational curse breaker for some of y'all. You your family's legacy. So you're being guided. And the more you go down this path, the more you gain trust and you'll stop asking so many questions because it's already laid out for you. So it's only two ways that you can take. Okay, now let me see. Two is only two ways you can go. You can voluntarily close a cycle when you are being drained, when you start losing your identity. Sorry, y'all, that's my stomach. There are two ways that you can go. You can cut it off. Now, the thing about cutting it off is the codependency. Your finances will most likely always be affected. Another thing that will be affected is contracts. So contracts and hard lessons, because if a person don't learn their lesson, the longer you stay in that lesson, the worse it gets for you because it kind of looked like you didn't learn a lesson. So you actually leaving the lesson late and you become more deficient, which makes it harder to leave. The finances not there because they all drained up because I kept trying to fix something or patch something up, or that's probably why I was fixing stuff around the house too. Okay, so that's one. When a person messes you over once, you are less likely to be angry, bitter, all of that stuff. You like to move on to the next cycle. But if you stay there too long, that hardship, that's what really gets you frustrated because then you start to feel trapped. But you ultimately trapped yourself. So um, you investigating yourself through your reality, which is it can be very overwhelmingly immersive. Okay. Now, so one way is you can close the cycle. As soon as you stop being happy, as soon as you feel like you are taxed, whereas though you just don't feel alive anymore, that is your cue to roll. Okay. But a lot of us stay way over time, but that had to do with something with the bloodline, but it's off now, so we're not gonna talk about that. But you need to understand this. That's why you was pinned. The next avenue is a tower. Ooh. So you can either close something voluntarily or you can have a tower. Those are the two avenues when it comes to that. So I feel like there's somebody that took a risk to go ahead and take that hard way out and just go ahead and voluntarily close it. It's best that you close something off completely than have the tower hit. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. I feel like I want to read it for y'all. I didn't do that for water, but it's all right. Let me see. I feel like these towers are outside of you. Like y'all just got grandfathered in or just made it out. Let's see. Yeah, in this group, the marker group, the companion cards are the thaw, the test, and the sign. So I'm just saying, You are the sign. They are all within you. So you teaching while you in it, but you also get signs for yourself to let you know it is time to move. It's whatever that is over. And people may not understand. That's irrelevant whether people understand it or not. You're supposed to be here for you. Definitely offspring if you have it. It says life task. It is time to know yourself better, and that's what we were saying. You're getting to know yourself through your reality. So all of those pieces of you, your children, your spouse, all of those are a reflection of you. And you have to see how long, what you're working on. If you don't achieve it, can you get something else to relate to you without giving of yourself? Because you got to remember, you're trying to make everything in your reality, which is a reflection of you, self-sufficient. If it's not self-sufficient, it has to leave. And that, I wouldn't say it's as hard for Earth. Sometimes it can be. It depends. Okay, because we do love people, but you cannot take it personal because you got a lot to do, and the things in your reality are a reflection. But I feel like they feel more than that. That's all I can say. It says, strip away all false expectations, both yours and those of others. Discover the resonance and meaning of your name when it's spoken out loud. Do not be afraid to find yourself. So the hard part is finding yourself, okay? Going on an investigation, stepping into the unknown, because every new mission you have will be the unknown. You can sit there and wonder all you want and get actual downloads about the future, but you still got to go and do a personal investigation where you have to move your feet. This spiritual one involves movement, and the movement. So your spiritual is more in the 3D where you move through the 3D realm, and your spiritual cues are based on your reality, the things you see in it, birds, animals, people, more so not what people say, not the behavior more than what people do or say. Okay. All right. It says possible meanings, an illusion that must be banished. Remember, voluntarily you must move away. It says a badge, a token, identifying mark, a gift with an inner meaning, a clue, recognition. Remember, a clue, you get downloads. That's knowing. Whether you're gonna follow it or not, it's all voluntary. It says identifying a person, something which defines you or marks your limits. So I feel like this is like when the walls close in, you only have one option, and it's better to have one option because you know that this, you don't wonder about what if I went this way, what if I went that way. You just went in a direction and you didn't know how it was going to turn out, and you was forced in that direction to your benefit, which is actually great because you moved. That's the only way they could get you to move, having the walls close in on you. But that won't happen again if you learn and understand um, what I just told you. Okay, so let's see the point. Okay, the point. It says you are at the point of taking a creative initiative, whether you know it or not. Allow space for this to emerge. Do not take on more routine tasks than you need to. Though you cannot tease a new idea out before it's time, you can recognize and respect the hidden gestation that is taking place and be ready to give it form when it emerges. Such moments are precious. Keep the memory of the creative spark in mind, and it will help you when times are bleak. The possible meanings are creative activity, a discovery, the arts, a new impulse, a source of energy, still in its early stages, a sexual attraction, the possibility of a new relationship. So a lot of y'all got new relationships. It appears that that's why y'all missions are so, you basically are sharing everything. You sharing your bones, your blood, and everything. And this is evident in your lineage. You share everything. So if you go through something, you stress, it ripples out. Now I know that's very common for people, but whatever poverty mindset, you will share it. So you don't want to put that in your home, in your reality, your children, any of that. Let me use these. I forgot how I did this. I think I did it like this. A cycle was closed because you was getting drained. Something got left behind. Oh, Okay, you left behind instructions. That's all it's telling me is you did leave behind instructions. So no, even though a cycle has completely been closed, you still leave behind instructions. So it's basically telling me if I can't help the way I talk, y'all. If a media hit the world tomorrow, they will find your books and papers, and people will be able to put it together like hieroglyphs, like what they was doing on the planet, and how you need to do this, and what was humanity like. How can I fix myself? So that's that legacy part coming in. How to heal yourself. How to so much stuff. So if you can do it, other people behind you can do it. But you are not attached to anything behind you. Once you leave something, it's over. Your energy is almost like it's closed. It's telling me a closed circuit. Universal law. So I know we talked about the bloodline, but it's not just for the bloodline, especially if it was a contract with somebody that y'all had, a legal contract, something finances, something here. Universal law is about to take effect on everything that you have left in the past. It's nothing that can be done. You can't go back. They can't come forward. Um, it's less likely to manifest as another thing in your reality. So if I left a job and I'm going into the future, the job is not going to be the same because I have learned my lesson. So now I'm going to another lesson of learning with new equipment and understanding. So yeah, somebody's is upset. It's an energy upset, but I'm picking up a group. It's a whole bunch of them upset because it's closed. Whatever this cycle is, it is closed. It's closed because it's meant to close. It is the you are in the flow with the timing of the universe. Like whatever timing is now, this is equivalent to breaking out the matrix, but the timing is based on you now. So the universe is running on the same timing that you are. It feels good actually. Whatever mental influence somebody had, this could be there's a card in here for this, but somebody has been projecting fear on earth signs as far as the financial hardships that they're gonna have to go through. But this is outside of you. Um, this also could be for projected heartbreak because the contract is over. And this has to do with somebody taking a risk. Allowing somebody to have free will and then maybe not liking it. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Now, I'm not going to mention this, but there were some plans that did not work out. Okay, and that's going to just play out. Okay, somebody didn't know nothing because they wasn't supposed to know nothing, and that could be you and outside energies. It was all for your protection. It was to protect humanity. Like this is way bigger than one person. Okay, let's do these other cards. Like I said before, there are some outside energies that are surprised you going in a new direction or thinking a new way. It can't be predicted or precipitated. It doesn't matter how. It's meant to do that to protect the bloodline, to continue to break curses. So it's like, imagine if I have siblings, right? And those siblings have children. And all of us have to go under a test to see who's going to actually uh, make sure that it's cleaned out within themselves and their offspring. Who's gonna do that? That's what generational curses are. So and whatever this, I'm just getting heavy. I'm getting somebody that didn't intend for something to get attention, getting attention, and it's continuing to get more attention because somebody is so obsessed with something. It's almost like putting a bullseye or something on. Yeah, that clearly you have not reached your full potential, and to drain what could be a full potential just slows it down. It doesn't kill it off. In this particular case, it's like, I don't want to say a bomb that was supposed to go off at a certain time, but yeah. So you help somebody inadvertently. That's it. So there's somebody here that you might have helped inadvertently because it's so indirect the way it's given me. It's just like you might inspire people to take a leap of faith because of the adversities that you try over, which you may or may not know of. It's just like that moth card is such a unique transformation. So when somebody sees the unique way that you transform, it helps them not to, well, it's a limiting belief, but it helps a person, because that's my vanity card, the card with the guy with the empty face. People are paying more attention to the people that they hold in high regard, the people that they consider they have it all together, or people that they would look up to, or they look up to as just upstanding in character. They're questioning a lot of the things about those people now. So this right here inhibits growth because from a earth sign perspective, it's awareness here. Okay. But being surrounded, this almost is like when you have to build a protection around yourself, it doesn't allow you to grow. You got to ask, why am I putting the protection around me in the first place? So even though it says limiting beliefs, it is having to protect yourself in something that you consider love, or you consider, it's like coming home and sleeping in a cage. That's what it's like. It's just like that. So you have to ask yourself, is the reason you sleeping in a cage, is it because of the neighborhood? Is it the people actually in the house? Is it because you need a space dedicated? So this right here is affecting your ability to expand, because your potential to expand and grow is I just heard omnipotent, but it's way bigger than you think, because this wasn't just personal to your blood. It's big. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of either people. I'm feeling people and components. It's huge. Whatever this is big. So this right here is telling me that regardless of what happens, like I said, triumph over adversity, you're always going to find a source of vitality. It's like you're a magnet for it. Even though this is, I don't know what flower this is, it's giving me a sunflower that always look towards the sun. That's where you get your help and your source from. So it's almost like this would be equivalent to a child of the sun, but I don't want to give y'all terms and stuff like that. It's just saying you always find a way to renew yourself, a sign of vitality. You know how to bring your own life back in. So others don't know how to do that. So that source of vitality was cut off, or that source of happiness is cut off, but you're supposed to sustain yourself when it comes to your happiness and your vitality. So you are going through a growth, it could be a growth spurt. Some of the children could too. You might be seeing that in your children, but go get in your bed. Go. Um, yeah. Okay, so whatever this is, whatever you're going through, and this is physical. This back card growing is happening in your physical environment. You're in something new. Now, whatever you're in new, 3D, or whatever new things you're going to start off is at whatever situation it is, y'all. It's going to be humble beginnings, but it's going to uncover a lot that you went through. You needed all of that stuff to transform, but had you known what it was and how it would go, you wouldn't have, it wouldn't have went the way it did. Okay. So now another thing I noticed about this card, because I'm not looking at the words, is synchronicity. At the beginning of this reading, I told you that the timing of the universe is in sync with you now. So y'all both running on the same time. So you're less likely to feel rushed. You're going to accept yourself, and you're going to understand over top of everything that what is not for you is not for you. And you're not going to take offense. You're not going to people please. You're not going to be fake. It's just like, okay. You know, you understand what the universe is trying to tell you without taking offense, because you're going to work way harder trying to make something pay attention to you that ain't ready for you, or it's just simply not for you. So this is really good. So you're in sync with the universe. And I'm going to leave it on this card right here. But it says mirrors. So I did say something about reflections, but it's kind of giving me the water. So it's like emotional reflection. But also, in the beginning, I was saying something about you left behind the instructions. So it's possible people can mirror you, but at this time, it's not possible for a person to mirror you. But those instructions are behind you. So if they want to mirror you, they can't get it in their reality unless they take the physical action of it. They have to take the physical action for it to be a mirrored reality. They can't mirror your energy through the universe because it's not allowed anymore. It's going to be their own reflection, okay, which can seem like the devil is after you and everything falling down. It's just that they are responsible for their own energy now. So this right here, um, I think it's a lily. Lily can't mean death, but it's really giving a transformational death. This is like a spiritual death. It's not giving me a physical death. But yeah, that's it for Earth.